Testing, testing. You got me? Hello and welcome into Cape Girardeau. You are watching the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. My name's Kyler Messenger. I'll be with you all night throughout this contest. And we're coming to you live from the Houck Fieldhouse, as we mentioned, here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Today's matchup is between the UT Martin Skyhawks and the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. What a matchup we have today between these two teams. We're going to go ahead and take a look into the stadium, into the court as we're seeing these player introductions. We have a little bit of technical difficulties going on behind the scenes right now. We do not have natural sound for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and talk through these players being introduced. You see Ramiri Gardner getting called. You see the SEMO starters getting called. Let's give you guys a little bit of an introduction into the Battle of the Hawks. Now, if you're a fan of SEMO or you're a fan of college volleyball in general, you know that SEMO has already had a Battle of the Hawks this year. And not only did they have one, they succeeded in that. Earlier this season, SEMO Redhawks took on the Iowa Hawkeyes and defeated them. Now, today, in the second Battle of the Hawks, SEMO Redhawks are going against the UT Martin Skyhawks. So, these two teams going up against each other for not the first time in history. We'll go ahead and give you that series history a little bit later into the match today, but be familiar that these two teams have met with each other many times, as recently as last year. We're back into the Houck Stadium as the lights turn on, and we welcome you into OVC play here. The first OVC match for both of these teams, as the UT Martin Skyhawks are here in Cape Girardeau to take on the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. We see both teams giving their handshakes, getting ready for this match. Let's give you a look into our head coaches. So, on the home side, your home-sided Redhawks are coached by Julie Yankis in her 15th season. Coach Yankis has been here for 15 years now and is leading this SEMO team to one of their best starts in her history. A team that is coming off of a fresh win versus Missouri State and a win in their first home tournament, the SEMO Invitational, as we mentioned, against Iowa. Let's go ahead and look on the other side. Your opposing visitors, the UT Martin Skyhawks, are coached by 11th season head coach Jacqueline Wilson. Now, the UT Martin Skyhawks, the Skyhawks, if you will, are not off to their ideal start so far this season. The team coming into this match at 1-10 as compared to SEMO, who's coming into this match at 7-5. But, as we mentioned before, neither of these teams have played an OVC opponent. We're here in Houck Stadium, the Houck Fieldhouse, We're here in Cape Girardeau. Megan Holder, none other than Megan Holder, has the ball. And we are looking to get underway into the first set in Cape Girardeau. Skyhawks versus Redhawks. Holder with the very first serve of the game. Here we go. Ball gets back to the Redhawks. Holder sets for Arndt. Arndt with the strike. But the Skyhawks are going to get a chance to come back at that, and they are. Here comes SEMO. Here is the return from the Skyhawks. An outside hit and just a little bit too far on that one. UT Martin goes down to start this game as SEMO is the first team to get on the board. Here's Holder. The lefty Wintrek tries to get down but gets it blocked by SEMO, and another block. Elena Lester and Katie St. John over there. It's a dig by Schubert, pass by Holder, and Katie St. John with a ferocious stroke. SEMO starts the game 2-0. We're going to give you a quick look into the starting lineups. These lineups are presented by Kentucky Tourism. Over on the SEMO side, Megan Holder's out there with Ramiri Johnson, Ramiri Gardner, Marin Johnson, Lucy Arndt, Katie St. John, and that's right, Elena Lester is back. Elena Lester, as SEMO gets on the board once again. Elena Lester, who has been out for the SEMO team. If you were here at the SEMO Invitational, she was out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the UT Martin Skyhawks starting lineups. Ava Peters setting, Phillips and Bryant to get your middle and outside hitter. The other outside hitter, the team leader in kills, Kylie Surratt, followed by Mueller and Wintrek. We're going to bring you back into this game. Katie St. John, that one's in. Now that we've looked at both of these starting lineups, what a matchup we have ahead of us today. SEMO takes a striking lead so far, first set. They're up 3-0. Just how they wanted to play this ball game. This UT Martin team, 12 of the 15 players on this roster, freshman or sophomore. Katie St. John returned by Frine, though. Here comes Lucy Arndt. And Nina Schubert with the dive. Holder gets it back to Arndt. One hand pancaked over there by the Skyhawks, but SEMO gets the point. Nina Schubert making that one happen. Co-defensive OVC Defensive Player of the Week for a reason. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Nina Schubert, the co-OVC Defensive Player of the Week. Megan Holder with an ace. An untouched ace. What a floater there by Holder. Great start. Holder has not had the ball out of her hands, and that is going to cause the first timeout of the match. Megan Holder has been serving this entire game. SEMO's up 5-0. The Skyhawks cannot comprehend what is going on so far. We'll take a look at both of these huddles. Coach Yankees talking to her squad. Coach Wilson over there for the Skyhawks talking to her squad. We talked about it a little bit. You see her waving for the water right there. Elena Lester back in the lineup. Now, she did return in SEMO's most recent matches. SEMO had a Missouri Challenge, as you could call it, where they played UMKC, Missouri State, and SLU. Now, Elena Lester didn't play the first game against UMKC, but she came back against Missouri State and against SLU. Today against UT Martin, Elena Lester with her third game back in the lineup for SEMO. An absolute killer addition for this squad. The blocking, the hitting. What can't you like about Lester on the court? Over on the Skyhawks side, we still have a lot of volleyball to play and a lot of volleyball to watch here. Our player to watch of the game for the Skyhawks was Kayla Bryant. It's number 2, Kayla Bryant, a do-it-all for this squad. Kayla Bryant is second in the team in kills with 84. Also, second on the team in digs with 92. As we said, Kayla Bryant for the Skyhawks, an absolute lethal player as Holder gets on the ground for that one, and we're back. St. John, played by the Skyhawks. Peters brings it over. Set by Holder, Elena Lester, as we were talking about her ability to hit the ball. Looks like she had her waist over the net on that one. Wow, she was up there. Holder brings it over, and Megan Holder, not only 7 straight points to start this match, not only a 7-0 skunk to start this match, Megan Holder also with 2 aces. Wow, what a start here for the Redhawks. Difficult receive from the Skyhawks as Wintrek gets her left hand on that one. Here comes Lucy Arndt. Wow, that one just a little bit too far. We saw Kayla Bryant there in the back row for the Skyhawks diving. Almost got a hand on that one, but let it go. And it is no longer a skunk. The Skyhawks are on the board looking to make something happen. This is Kristen Phillips coming to serve for UT Martin. Arndt gets the dig, and it's going to go back to her. Blocked, but she digs it again. Schubert over to Arndt, who's running, and UT Martin makes a dive on that one. Wow, what a hit there from Kayla Bryant, just as we were talking about her. What a hit there from Bryant on the outside. Phillips serving. Arndt with another dig, and they're going to do another give and go back to Arndt. But Surratt gets that one in the back line. Schubert just out of touch. And UT Martin is on the board again. I believe I did say that Kristen Phillips was serving. I was incorrect, and I do apologize. This is Kylie Surratt back to serve, the team leader in kills, the Pattonville High School graduate, former high school teammate to Reagan Nelson of SEMO. And we're back here, 7-3 score, set for a Lester, hangs in the air for a good 30 seconds before she touched that one. Katie St. John returned by the Skyhawks, a free ball here for SEMO. They're going to give it back to St. John. Dive by Freund. Tipped by Bryant. And UT Martin on the board again. A game of runs so far here in the Houck Fieldhouse. SEMO starts the match 7-0. And UT Martin climbs back on a 4-0 run right now. 7-4, SEMO's way. Here comes Surratt with another serve. Set by Holder. It's going to be an assist by Holder because Lucy Arndt gets another kill. SEMO back on the board. It's Arndt's third kill of the game. And Holder's fifth assist. They're going to bring Lucy Arndt back to serve. We talk about Lucy Arndt, her third kill of the game so far. Lucy Arndt has just recently hit 1,000 career kills. We're going to look at this play as, speaking of, Arndt digs that one. Great set by Holder over to Lester. We'll talk more about this 1,000 career kill mark after this play. Just on cue. Caleb Bryant hits that one into the net. Lucy Arndt back to serve. Lucy Arndt, 1,000 career kills. She has been here at SEMO her entire career. Now a junior joins the 1,000 kill club. Congratulations to Lucy Arndt. What a feat that is. Does hit that ball a little bit too far. SEMO still up here in the first set. UT Martin looking to gain back on this lead. Freund back to serve for the Skyhawks. Set out to St. John. Blocked at the line, but they're going to get another chance. Why not go to her again? St. John gets the point on that one, although it was blocked. That is going to go down in the stats. She says a block attempt, as that one did not land back on SEMO's side. And SEMO gets right back on the board. Lucy Arndt obviously didn't get the point on that one, but we got to go back. We were just talking about her. What a career it has been at SEMO so far. And just another congratulations to Arndt with 1,000 career kills, a feat that many, many volleyball players hope to get on their career. Lucy Arndt does it in just 3 years. And that brings up Nina Schubert back to serve. We're talking about 1,000. We were going to wait to bring it up, but we might as well bring it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the watch for Nina Schubert, 1,000 career digs. She is just a couple of way today. Excuse me, not a couple. She's a few. Nina Schubert, 3 digs away from 1,000 career digs as Ramiri Gardner gets a hold of that one. Wow. What a strike there from Gardner. Back to Schubert, who's serving. Team leader in aces, has got 22 of them on the year so far. Team leader in digs, gets that one just over the net. Wintrek with the left hand on that one. Lucy Arndt behind her head. What great hustle by Lucy Arndt. Just couldn't get that one in play. We have a big congratulations that goes out to 2 SEMO players, Lucy Arndt. And we can't give Nina Schubert that congratulations yet. Still 3 digs away from 1,000 on her career. Back over to the Skyhawks side. They're coming back with some aggression. This is Sienna Wintrek back to serve. Holder with the set. Marin Johnson. Looks like Bryant got over to that one. Arndt to Holder to Gardner. Gardner with some nice strikes so far. The back row set to Phillips, and that one watched by Lucy Arndt as it goes out. Kristen Phillips just a little bit too far on that one from the Skyhawks. SEMO back to serve. Alondre Blue back to serve for the Redhawks, getting her first touches in this game. Set by Peters over to Bryant. Set by Peters to Bryant again. Bryant full striking on that one. Ramiri Gardner looking for an assist. Johnson strikes. Surratt gets it back over to Bryant, but Bryant just a little bit outside. We saw some great teamwork there from the Skyhawks, but couldn't get the job done as Alandry Blue adds to her point total on the season. Blue. Difficult one for Surratt. Peters over to Bryant. Bryant beautifully places that one over. The outside set to Marin Johnson quickly, and it goes down just as quick as it came up. Marin Johnson showing some speed on that one. And the first set is looking to be a score of 15-6 in SEMO's favor. Lucy Arn with 1,000 career kills, the big subject of the first set. We will be right back here in the Houck Fieldhouse as UT Martin looks to scrap back on this lead. Don't forget you're watching women's volleyball on ESPN+.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey, to chocolate chip, to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Welcome back to the Houck Fieldhouse here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO is currently in the lead at a score of 15-6. Looking at a first set that has gone, it seemed to be a little bit of a first set of runs. SEMO started this game on a 7-0 run, 7 straight points, included 7 straight serves for Megan Holder. UT Martin gets the ball back, goes on a 4-0 run, so the score is 7-4, and now SEMO's been dominating since. UT Martin come out of this timeout looking to see what they can do. SEMO watches that one go, though. You see the chant on the bench, the OUT. See ya. Get that one out of here. SEMO up 16-6. Here's Blue with the serve. Peters sets it, and that one blocked by SEMO. So SEMO gets on the board once again. Here's Alandry Blue with the serve. Surratt with a nice dig. A beautiful set there and a great hit, but just not enough on that one as SEMO gets on the board once again. Blue is back to serve. Here's Blue back to serve. SEMO does have 19 points. We need a quick stat correction. I do apologize for that one if you were watching with us here. It is 19-6 in SEMO's favor. Peters with a nice set on that one, but it's going to go SEMO's way. So SEMO goes up 20-6 in this one, pulling away with this first set. But, ladies and gentlemen, volleyball is a long game. This set is nowhere near over. UT Martin has a young, scrappy team. They can play, they can run out this gym, but this SEMO squad, a veteran squad, so they're going to hope to hold on to this lead, not let this young, scrappy UT Martin team come back. Ramiri Gardner doing her best to keep that lead. Nice hit there by Ramiri Gardner. And Alandry Blue back to serve again. Blue has been on an absolute tear here since we got back from timeout. An ace from Alandry Blue. What a serve there. UT Martin watched that one go in, thought that it was going to go out. Not today. Not if Alandry Blue's got the ball in her hands. SEMO goes up 22-6 as Mackenzie Tucker gets in the game. First time we've seen Tucker this game. First time we've seen her today. One of the veterans on this team, Mackenzie Tucker, been here for multiple years. Here's a serve from Blue. A dig from Surratt. They're going to back set to her. Handled by Tucker, though. And a dump there from Peters. Tries to catch Simo off guard. Tori with the little tip. Back set to Surratt again. Nina Schubert with the dig. Blue gets over there for the set. Marin Johnson with the hit. And that one handled by Freund. Over there for the Skyhawks. Schubert telling her teammates to get over there. And Johnson could not play that one in time. Nina Schubert got her arms on that one. Just couldn't keep it in the court, in the field of play. So UT Martin gets on the board for that one. Schubert, though, with a fantastic set of digs on that one, showing why she is the co-defensive player of the week. It's Bryant back to serve. Blue getting there for the set, and Schubert's going to have to bring that one over. This could be a free ball. Freund to Phillips, and that one blocked. Phillips with the hit gets blocked on the outside by the Redhawks. Not today, Skyhawks. Not today, says Marin Johnson. So we see Reagan Nelson come into the game to come and serve, hopefully trying to serve out these last points of the first set. We got fans clapping. You see Beal Smith. You see Coach Johnson. Both of those coaches talking to this roster, keeping them composed for the last points of this first set. Nelson, who's been one of the team's strongest servers, with another good one, gets Bryant in the back row for the Skyhawks. Mackenzie Tucker comes out of nowhere. Looks like she was in a Skyhawk on that one. I'm not exactly sure what a Skyhawk is, but Mackenzie Tucker looked like one on that play. Didn't get that ball down as UT Martin looks to get on the board, looks to make a little bit of a comeback. They bring in Michaela Paulino back to serve. Paulino also seeing her first touches of this match so far. Paulino with the serve. Nelson with the first touch. Blue with the set to Tori, and Tori with a nice dump. They get it back to Tori, and Avery Tori just mistimes her jump just slightly. No big deal for Simo. UT Martin, another scrappy point. They got a few more to go back in this first set to get this lead back. Paulino with the serve. Schubert touches it first. Blue to the outside. Avery Tori trying to get her money's back. Mackenzie Tucker does for her. Game point, or excuse me, I should say match point of the first set here in Cape Girardeau. We saw Mackenzie Tucker get that last point for Simo. Ramiri Gardner back to serve for the Redhawks. Gardner gets it over. It's played by the Skyhawks. Gardner plays it again. Nelson gets on the ground to play it. Here comes McTucker. Touched on the back row by Bryant. Set up to Kylie Surratt. And Simo's going to get another chance. Here's Blue. Back to Tucker. Tucker looking to get another point. Back to Surratt. Nelson with another great touch. Set by Blue. Mackenzie Tucker with the point. Back-to-back points for Tucker, and no better time to have it than the end of the first set. The 24th and 25th points of the first set both go to Mackenzie Tucker. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back here in Cape Girardeau as Simo goes up 1-0 versus the UT Martin Skyhawks. Don't forget, you're watching women's volleyball here on the Ohio Valley Conference on ESPN+. Hello and welcome back into Cape Girardeau. We are still here in the Houck Fieldhouse, and we are now here after the first set has concluded. My name is Kyler Messenger. I'll be with you all night, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of what we've seen so far. The first set was a dominating match by the Red Hawks. The battle of the Hawks here between the Skyhawks and the Red Hawks has gone in SEMO's favor so far, but we're only one set through. A look at our stats from the first set. Lucy Arndt leading the match with 3 kills. Over on the other side, UT Martin, Kayla Bryant also leading their team with 3 kills. Over on the SEMO side, we bring it back. Katie St. John tied in the lead with 3 kills. So we got St. John and Arndt both on the outside killing the game. Marin Johnson only with 1 kill. But we talked to Coach Yankis before this game. This team has been absolutely killing it on the outside. It kind of is unfortunate. Now, obviously for Coach Yankis, this is not unfortunate to have a absolute monster at every position no matter where you go. It does make some difficult coaching decisions when you have a team like this current 2025-2026 Red Hawks team that is so deep. I mean, so deep. This is a team that beat Iowa without their starting middle, Elena Lester. Ramiri Gardner steps in, makes some absolute stellar plays. This is a team that has outside hitters, Lucy Arndt and Marin Johnson, both with over a 100-kill season so far. And then you add in freshmen, Katie St. John coming on the outside. And I mean, seriously, Katie St. John is not the only outside. We saw the end of the first set, and Mackenzie Tucker, the senior, coming in, the 5'10 senior, coming in with some great strikes. This team is just so deep. Reagan Nelson, another name to mention. I mean, just anybody on this team that you could think of. Avery Torrey, the senior. This team has outside hitters for days. It's definitely not something that SEMO lacks. We're here in the second set. Paulino brings it back over for the Skyhawks. And here we are. Marin Johnson gets her first points of the second set. We're definitely looking into key in on Marin Johnson, looking to have a little bit better of a second set than she did her first one. Here's Nina Schubert back to serve for the Red Hawks. Schubert, as we mentioned before, team leader in aces, gets another point. Not another ace, but another point nonetheless. Skyhawks couldn't return that one. And SEMO starts this match how they did the last one with a 2-0 lead. Here comes Bryant sprinting from the back row. Looks like she's played track in her life. Lucy Arndt reaching from the back row. Looked like Air Jordan on that one, the way she stretched. And we are looking at a UT Martin first point of the match. Now, as UT Martin gets that point, we're going to go ahead and look at some of their stats. Kayla Bryant back to serve. Bryant, who has had 3 kills, not the only one, though. They got Kyler Martin, who has a kill. They got Kristen Phillips, who has a kill. They also have Carly Mueller, who has a kill. So this team feeding the ball all around as well, this young roster. As they get the ball over to SEMO, nice play for Ramiri Gardner, who's going to get that ball down. How do you return that if you're Abby Freund? Abby Freund, a great libero, a great, I want to say digger. I know that's not the correct terminology, but I'm going to say it again. Abby Freund, a fantastic digger. The OVC Freshman of the Week, not this week, but the week before. UT Martin has had back-to-back OVC Freshman of the Week, and Freund was one of those at the libero position. And the current OVC Freshman of the Week, Ava Peters, what a dump on that one. SEMO had never saw it coming. UT Martin coming back into this second set with some ferociousness, trying to earn this win. Here's Phillips with the serve. Johnson with a nice dig. Blue with the set to Ramiri Gardner, who gets her second kill of the second set. Slight little substitution for the SEMO side. You see Nelson come in for Johnson. As we mentioned, Nelson has been absolutely killing it. No pun intended. Nelson has been killing the serving game, killing the digging game, and the hitting game. Has been doing it all for the SEMO roster. As a freshman, Nina Schubert dives on that one, but could not finish the play. UT Martin back on the board again. Here's Peters with the serve. Set by Blue. Lucy Arndt, what a hit. Now, if you are with us and looking at the screen, this is a little bit incorrect. The score is currently 5-3 in SEMO's favor. Lucy Arndt just made SEMO go up 5-3. Ramiri Gardner coming with the serve. Has had a couple aces so far on the season. Almost had another one there. She gets a set on this one. Gardner doing it all. Gets an assist. Lucy Arndt, great kill on that one. The outside hitter, well over 8,000 kills in her career now. What a player that we're here to watch today. Ramiri Gardner getting her second serve. It's over for Gardner. Freund makes the play in the back row to Peters. Over to Wintrek. And Gardner's going to get the dig. Reagan Nelson in the back row softly lays it up. Peters gets her hands on it to get the set. And Surratt just a little bit too much on that one. You saw Kylie Surratt hit that one. Reagan Nelson, watch it go in the back. If you're familiar with these girls, you know that they have played together. Definitely very cool. Two high school teammates now playing against each other on the Division I level. Very, very cool story. It's Ramiri Gardner serves for the third straight time. Great set and great hit. Hit was made by Mueller in the middle. This is Surratt back to serve for UT Martin. Avery Torrey on the outside. Surratt gets her hands on it. Peters back to Surratt. A give and go in the back row. Blue over to Arndt on the outside. How do you stop that? Wow. Lucy Arndt. What a strike. Megan Holder back to serve. Holder, probably the server who's most on fire so far in this match. We mentioned it. If you weren't here for us, Holder started this match off 7-0 on her own as St. John and Leicester both get hands on that one. Just couldn't land it in. UT Martin is on the board again, and Abby Freund is back to serve. Back to Megan Holder, though. Did start this match on a personal, not a team, a personal 7-0 run serving. SEMO came into this match with a great start. Schubert gets on the ground for that one. Lucy Arndt is having herself a match. We talked to Coach Jacqueline Wilson of the Skyhawks, the UT Martin head coach, before the game. Wilson was very aware of who Lucy Arndt is. As we watch a replay on that one, gets up and gets that ball down. Lucy Arndt just flies in the air and hits the ball so hard. She serves it. She digs it. She does it all. As we mentioned, she digs on that one. Holder with the set to Leicester. What do you even say about that? How do you defend Elena Lester? Elena Lester was jumping before Holder said it. That has got to be a difficult adjustment to make, as I said, when you have a player who can just jump that high. I mean, wow, she got high on that one. Arndt almost with an ace, but it's played by the Skyhawks. Wintrek gets it on the outside. It's going to go over to Marin Johnson. Marin Johnson with a strike, but Freund plays that one. Great play by Freund on the other side as Holder gets a hold of that one. Johnson, and another play, that one by Peters on the Skyhawks side. Fake to Leicester. St. John gets that one, and she's going to score that one. Ava Peters got her hands on that one, but couldn't finish the play. Katie St. John with the point, and Lucy Arndt is back to serve again. And we are going to see our first timeout of the second set be taken by the Skyhawks. 5-11 score here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO took that first set 25-9, up 6 here in the second half. UT Martin is really going to have to play from behind and dig into what they got here. You see on the UT Martin side, you got the players sitting down. You got Coach Wilson giving a talk to her director of operations, Toma Fanik, as well as talking to her assistant coach, Julia No. Talking to the squad here, the coaching squad, that is, before she goes to her team, and now she's going to go ahead and give her team, just trying to gather the thoughts of the whole team. Wilson, not the only one who's seeing it out there, probably wants to gather the thoughts of what everyone's seeing. And over on the SEMO side, you see their coaches ganged up in that huddle, and they're already back out on the court. SEMO ready to keep this fire going. We're looking at some of the stats so far in this match. Lucy Arndt, after the first set, had 3 kills. 11 points into the second set. Lucy Arndt has 4 kills this set already. She's at 7 on the day. Lucy Arndt easily making her name be known here in Cape Girardeau this season. And this set for sure. Ramiri Gardner second on the team, tied with Katie St. John, both with 4 kills. Ramiri Gardner, fantastic start to this game so far. And we're back. Lucy Arndt is back to serve. Skyhawks to return. Peters to Bryant. And that one's going to be a Skyhawks point. So, whatever Jacqueline Wilson and that Skyhawks coaching staff told the team, it sure worked on that play. They come out of this timeout getting the first points. See hard high fives going on everywhere. This team is going to have to dig into it, trying to get this set in their favor. This is Polino back to serve. Schubert with a dig. Holder with the set to Lester. Lester double taps that one. Holder reaches on that one and just too far out of her reach. If she was 6'2", might have had that one. But you can't change that. What are you going to do about it? SEMO goes down on that point. As we look at a little bit of a play on that one. Holder reaches. Great shot there by our camera crew here at ESPN+. Schubert saves an ace. What a dive and a set. What a set there by Holder. As Johnson got a hold of that one. And that's going to be a SEMO point as they watch that one go out. Fantastic teamwork and rally on that serve receive. UT Martin almost got an ace. But Nina Schubert had something else to say about that one. Here comes Schubert back with the serve. Set by Peters. Excuse me, not set. She dumps that one, but SEMO saw it coming. St. John with the kill. SEMO up 6, and Nina Schubert is back to serve. Peters with the set over to Bryant, but that one's still being played by SEMO. The hustle by Marin Johnson. Set by Peters. Hit by Phillips. Blocked by SEMO. Holder over to St. John. Freund with a great dig. Back set to Surratt. And that one is going to be down. Ramiri Gardner got her hands on that one. Just did not finish the play. And that's all right for SEMO. SEMO still up 5. UT Martin trying to scrap back here. If anybody's going to do it, they're going to do it. They're going to start right now. This is a young squad looking to show what they got. But SEMO gets right back on the board with that one. Here's a Laundry Blue with the serve. Serving for the second time today. Gets that one over. Return by Paulino. Surratt with the tip. But Blue somehow dives over there to save her own serve. Peters, and what a tip there from Kristen Phillips. Knew exactly where the defense wasn't. Phillips looks like she's going to get the serve on this one after getting that point. We're going to take a look at that one. Set by Peters. Great set and great finish by Kristen Phillips. Nina Schubert, defensive player, co-defensive player of the week for a reason. Almost got onto that one. Got a hand on it at the very least. Just a difficult play to make. And Marin Johnson saves that one. Back set for Lucy Arndt. But Paulino is running and she makes it. Surratt, Kylie Surratt finishes that play. Beautiful defense from both of these squads as Avery Torrey hits Michaela Paulino right in the chest. Couldn't handle that velocity from Torrey. And wow, what a rally from that one from both of these squads. Score is 15-9 in SEMO's favor, and Reagan Nelson is back to serve again. Peters tries to dump that one again. Lucy Arndt cocks back. Set by Blue. Back to Arndt again. She's going to get that one. That one too far off the hands of Polino for the Skyhawks, and Lucy Arndt with her 8th kill of the day. Nelson serving once again. Already got 4 digs on the day, as that one goes just a little bit too far for Nelson. Not something that you're going to see too often here in the Houck Fieldhouse for SEMO. Here's Ava Peters with the serve. Schubert digs it. Set by Blue to Ramiri Gardner. And here comes SEMO. Avery Torrey gets that one down. Avery Torrey, what a ball on that one. The way Avery Torrey hits the ball is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a look at that one. Watch the way this ball just flies down. The way that ball just comes down at the end. That is what you learn for being at SEMO for all of these years. Great hit there by Torrey. And we're going to go ahead and take a break here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO with a 7-point lead, up 17-10. We will be right back here. Don't forget, you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Volleyball on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Hello and welcome back to Cape Girardeau. SEMO's up 7. SEMO's got 17. UT Martin's got 10. We're back in the Houck Fieldhouse. You see her on your screen. Ramiri Gardner is back to serve. And we're underway. Gardner with the serve. And that one's going to be an ace. All-around game so far in the second set from Ramiri Gardner as she gets another serving opportunity. Nearly another ace. Phillips hits that one over. And SEMO on the board. Who other than Lucy Arndt? We need to get a look at that one. Lucy Arndt straight up, straight down. Whoa. Thank you to our ESPN crew for getting that replay. Whoa is all I have to say for that one. Ramiri Gardner back to serve once again. And that one just a little bit short. Ramiri Gardner gets her first error of the game, but still all-around game from Gardner so far. Second on the team in kills, she's got 5. Now she's got an ace. Oh, she's also got 1 assist and 2 digs. Like I said, Ramiri Gardner has been everywhere today. So is Lucy Arndt. Mainly in the sky, though. She is patrolling the air, keeping the Skyhawks out of the air. Reagan Nelson with the hit on that one. Ava Peters, but Reagan Nelson with one hand in the back row. How did she do that? Ava Peters sets it. Nina Schubert gets on it and just a little bit too far. The Skyhawks, Carly Mueller, gets the point on that one. Great rally between these two programs. I mean, you saw the defense from SEMO, but the finish by the Skyhawks, Carly Mueller making sure to finish that play. And Kylie Surratt's back there to serve, but she lets that one go just a little bit too far. And SEMO's going to get a chance to serve once again. Blue and Torrey check out. Here comes Holder. Megan Holder back to serve. Here she is. Skyhawks get the ball on the Redhawks side. The Redhawks are going to get it back, and St. John just hits that one a little bit outside. Skyhawks add another point to their resume. The freshman Freund with the serve. Difficult for Arndt, but as she plays that one in the back row, Megan Holder sets her up. Oh my goodness, what a play there from Holder and Lucy Arndt, the high school teammates. Holder to Arndt, a classic connection that's just not going to get old here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO takes the lead 21-13 here in the second set. Arndt back to serve. Here's the set by Peters. And a great hit there by Ella McFarland. McFarland tried to catch SEMO off guard, and that is exactly what she did. Schubert diving, just couldn't get the play handled on that one. UT Martin is scrapping back here in the second set. Back down to a 7-point deficit, and Michaela Polino is going to be back to serve. Arndt to Holder to St. John, who tips it, but Freund dives to get that one. Surratt in the back row. Lester touched it. They're going to give it right back to her, and she is going to get the point. Elena Lester jumping like Jordan. What can I say? Nina Schubert back with another serve for SEMO. Hitting that one to Kylie Surratt. Comes Bryant with the hit, and Bryant gets back on the board. Kayla Bryant, our player to watch for the UT Martin Skyhawks, getting back involved. Still the team leader in kills, nonetheless. But she's been quiet in the second set, and here she is getting back. Take a quick look at that last play from Kayla Bryant. Lucy Arndt with the dive, just couldn't finish that one. And UT Martin, we did miss it while we were watching that replay. We apologize, but UT Martin got on the board once again. Kayla Bryant with another serve. Here she is. Schubert touches it. Holder gets it to Gardner, and Gardner finishes the play. SEMO 2 points away. UT Martin 11. Both teams looking to come out of this second set victorious. Alondre Blue back for SEMO. Waiting for that whistle from the referee. Did not get it. Unfortunately, as we mentioned before, we don't have any natural sounds from inside the stadium for you guys today, so we couldn't hear that whistle. Us or Blue didn't hear it on that play. What a strike there from the Skyhawks. Getting on the board now. They only need 9. Looks like our graphic was updated. What a play on that one. Just rolling on the net. Confused how the gravity of the ball works on that one. SEMO getting another chance. Avery Torrey on the outside. Just a little bit too much power. Now UT Martin only 7 points away from coming out victorious in this set. If they go on a little 7-0 run here like SEMO did to start this game, this set is theirs. Kristen Phillips looking to get it done behind the serve. Blue gets the first touch. The bump by Gardner. Out to Marin Johnson. That one's difficult to play for the Skyhawks, but they're going to do it. Nice possession here for SEMO, though, as Marin Johnson gets the outside, but Kayla Bryant makes a nice play. Kristen Phillips, and that one goes out of bounds. Phillips got a nice hand on that one, just hit it a little bit outside. SEMO is at match point here. Already up 1-0. Now here up in the second set, 24-18, and Marin Johnson's going to bring back the serve. played by Polino. Freund hits it. Surratt goes out of bounds, untouched by Simo, and that is the end of the second set. Simo has came into this game ferociously, playing aggressive. They are now up 2-0. We will be back here for the third set in Cape Girardeau, where we have a special announcement for a Simo player. Stay with us. You are watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Hello and welcome back into Cape Girardeau. We are going to go ahead and just give you a quick summary, a look at our match after 2 sets. This is presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their community since 1914. Simo taking a commanding 2-0 lead versus the Skyhawks, the Battle of the Hawks, the second one of the year for Simo. First set, they take it 25-19. In the second set, dominate even more, going 25-13. Thank you to United Fidelity Bank for that look of our match after 2 sets. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of our news all around the OVC. First off, three-peat. Morehead State's M.E. Hargan wins her 3rd consecutive Player of the Week. Hargan, a player to watch in the OVC. Definitely someone who we're going to be looking for coming to Houck Stadium. We're going to go ahead and look at our Little Rock high-ranking. Andrea Roman ranks 22nd in national digs. A fantastic player Roman is. Also, the co-defensive player of the week for the OVC, sharing with Nina Schubert, none other than Simo's Nina Schubert. And finally, the OVC Volleyball Championship, the event that you're here for, the event that we're all waiting for. This year's event is set for November 23rd through the 25th. And ladies and gentlemen, one more announcement that is not on this list. Nina Schubert, the Simo co-defensive player of the week, has hit 1,000 digs on the season. Nina Schubert has hit 1,000 digs. Not on the season, in her career. What a feat that is for Nina Schubert. And what a feat it is for her teammate, Lucy Arndt, who has been killing it in this game as well, to also have 1,000 kills. What a roster that is here in Cape Girardeau. You have a player who is on defense, who has 1,000 career digs, who has been here all 3 years of her career. And now you also have an offensive player who has 1,000 career kills. Great players here on this Simo squad, and congratulations to Schubert and Lucy Arndt. We will be right back here into Cape Girardeau for the beginning of the third set. Stay tuned. Don't forget, you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. I'm Kyler Messenger.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Hello, everybody, and in case you forgot, we're here in the Houck Fieldhouse, and we're here in the third set for this match between the UT Martin Skyhawks and the SEMO Redhawks. Megan Holder's back to serve for SEMO. Holder started the match with a 7-0 solo serving run. She's going to look to do the same here in the third set. Holder starts it off nice. Peters sets it to Bryant. Johnson with the nice dig. Arndt with the set back to Johnson. Dive by Freund on the other side. Bryant gets tipped by SEMO. Redhawks are on the ground. Little miscommunication there, but they're playing through it. Freund to Peters. Back to Phillips. And Phillips is going to complete that play. UT Martin Skyhawks get on the board first in the third set. The winner of the first point has won both of these sets here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO won the first point and won the first two sets. UT Martin hoping to keep that streak alive. But SEMO's going to get on the board next. Tie ball game, 1-1 game here. We got a match, ladies and gentlemen. Lucy Arndt back to serve for the Redhawks. Polino gives it to Peters. Lots of tips over here on the Skyhawks side. Katie St. John, what a play there from Michaela Polino and Avery Peters. It was Michaela Polino and Ava Peters, but that wasn't enough to stop Elena Lester. Wow, great defense from the Skyhawks side. Even better offense from the Redhawks, and Lester specifically. Now here comes Lucy Arndt with the serve. Bryant gets first touch on that one. Peters with another dump. Schubert was ready for it, though. And Holder with just a quick set to Lester. And Lester, with maybe the quickest tip you've ever seen, gets another point. Back-to-back points for Lester. Back-to-back points for SEMO. Possibly back-to-back serves. Back-to-back-to-back serves for Lucy Arndt. Set by Peters. Surratt on the outside. Difficult set on that one. Could not play it. Excuse me. SEMO was called for a penalty on that one. That one goes on Elena Lester. Looks like she was a little bit over the line, over the net. Nonetheless, UT Martin is back on the board. Instead of a 4-1 matchup, it's a 3-2 matchup. UT Martin's way. Set by Holder. Back to Lester, and she's going to get it back. Wow, one play, she gets a penalty. The next one, she gets the point. This brings back your 1,000 career digs player, Nina Schubert, to serve. Arndt somehow gets that one up perfectly for Johnson to hit. Polino gets a hand on that one, and Kylie Surratt on the outside, blocked by St. John and Gardner. St. John gets another go at it. That one blocked by Surratt, right back at her. Back set to Kayla Bryant. Gets that one in. Kayla Bryant, what a strike there from the back row. So we get a closer look at your OVC Freshman of the Week, Ava Peters. Peters with a nice serve. Arndt back to Johnson, and that one a difficult play between the two outside hitters, Johnson and Arndt. Couldn't get that one back over. And your OVC Freshman of the Week, Peters, is going to get another serve. Ava Peters, what a start to the season. A freshman coming from River Falls, Wisconsin. As Ramiri Gardner gets on the board again, not to take the spotlight off of you, Ava Peters, but Ramiri Gardner also having a heck of a game. Ava Peters, not only the reigning OVC Freshman of the Week, but earlier so far in this season, she was awarded OVC Setter of the Week as a freshman. A fantastic setter over there on the Skyhawks side. A bright future to look ahead for UT Martin. A set over there for Wintrek. There's Blue to Johnson, and Johnson gets on the board again. Marin Johnson, only her third kill of the match, but an important one nonetheless. Alondre Blue with the serve. Ramiri Gardner, have yourself a day and have yourself a set. Two great hits from Gardner on that one. And we're going to get another quick look at that one. Wow. Wow, what a hit by Gardner on that one. She's up to 8 kills on the day, second on the team. And UT Martin is going to get the ball back just a little bit too far from Arndt on that one. Surratt back for the Skyhawks. Blue back to Gardner. Goes for it again, and that one just played by Surratt. Here's Kayla Bryant. None other than Nina Schubert, though. Marin Johnson finishes the play. SEMO's firing all cylinders right now. UT Martin needs to work on this serve-receive game. They improved that serve-receive game. This is a different ball game. Reagan Nelson back to serve for SEMO. And just a little bit too short on that one. Once again, not something you're going to see from Nelson too often. Getting those kinks out as a freshman, getting those short balls, the long ones, get them out of there. Reagan Nelson's going to be a fantastic player for this Red Hawks team for years to come. Abby Freund with the serve. Alondre Blue with the set. A good hit by Lucy Arndt, who's calling for a tip on that one. Not going to get it. Ref doesn't say that one was touched. But nonetheless, SEMO will challenge that one. We're going to have to take a look at that one here in a second. Interesting play on that one. Lucy Arndt and the SEMO team thinks that they was touched at the net. UT Martin says it wasn't, and it just went out naturally. An interesting position to be in. Look, it's hard to go against the word of Lucy Arndt. Obviously, as a referee, you can't go by the judgment of what the players say. They're going to lie to you sometimes. Everybody wants what they want. But Lucy Arndt, with 11 kills on the day, has been killing the game. No reason not to believe her, in my opinion. But UT Martin obviously needs this point just as bad. If they keep this point, they're only down one. A very close third set, a closer third set than we've seen here today. We're going to get a quick slow-mo look. So Arndt jumping. Hits that one. And, oh, man, that is difficult to see. A close call here. The call is if it was touched at the net by a Skyhawk or if Lucy Arndt just hit it out cleanly. We're going to look at it one more time from a different angle. Go back on that one. You see the ball come off of Arndt's hand. Gladson's up there jumping with her. And was it touched by Gladson's hands? I'll tell you what, folks. It's definitely a close call. Referees taking their time on this one, and as they should, understandably, you guys saw the call. You guys saw the play just as I did. You see what they're looking at. Difficult decision to make here. Looks like we're getting a referee's whistle, though. Call is about to be made, and the call is confirmed. UT Martin gets the point on that one. Lucy Arndt hit that one unscathed, supposedly. So UT Martin gets on the board on that one. 1 point deficit, a 8-7 lead for SEMO. UT Martin really hoping to get this third set in their way. Abby Freund back to serve. Freund to Nelson. Blue sets it up for Gardner, and Gardner with her 9th kill of the game. Ramiri Gardner with Elena Lester back in the lineup. Gardner's got to prove that she wants this spot, and she's doing it well. Here's Ramiri Gardner back to serve. Talked about it earlier. I mean, just the depth of this SEMO team is unheard of. We're going to take a quick look at this play. Lucy Arndt somehow gets the point on that one. She was coming. That ball's coming down. Lucy Arndt's coming up just for a tip, and it somehow goes straight back down the UT Martin side. Only Lucy Arndt could have made that play. That's what I think. Ramiri Gardner, though, great game so far, showing that this team just has so much depth. It could be anybody's night. Literally anybody's night. A middle, an outside hitter, all of them. And SEMO gets another point on that one. Looks like Wintrek on the Skyhawks side thought she had that one. Was out of bounds. Good call there by the referee. We're going to get a look at that one, though. We are going to get another replay look. Back-to-back replay looks. We saw the last one be challenged by SEMO on the question on if Lucy Arndt's ball was tipped or if it wasn't. The call went UT Martin's way. It was not tipped. The point was awarded to UT Martin. Since then, SEMO has gone on a 3-0 run. SEMO has not missed a point since that call was called against them. And now UT Martin, this play in SEMO's favor. The call on the court is that it's SEMO's point. We will see what happens when these huddles break. Both coaches talking to their teams. If you're UT Martin, you're looking for the second win of the season, your first OVC win. This is a SEMO team that was ranked first in the preseason. This is a SEMO team that is playing with the most pressure in the OVC. They are the team that is supposed to win the OVC. Supposed with some quotation marks, obviously. Nobody knows what's going to happen at the end of the season. It's all predictions for a reason. But SEMO was that team that the professionals picked. So we look at a replay on that one. That's Sienna Wintrek, the lefty for UT Martin. And for SEMO, it's Lucy Arndt. And that is the argument. Was it touched? Same kind of play. Lucy Arndt said she didn't touch it. Referee gave it SEMO's way. I'm not too sure it's going to go that one after we look at the replay. But we will see. That is the referee's discretion for a reason. Back to this game so far. Give you guys a little bit of some insights. So, SEMO leading this match obviously has more kills total on the game. They have 40 kills so far in this match as compared to UT Martin, who only has 22. SEMO nearly doubling UT Martin's totals and kills in this match. Not the stat that you want to hear if you're UT Martin. Here's another one. UT Martin's got 15 airs in this match so far, and SEMO's only got 6. So UT Martin doubling SEMO's airs. Just something to look at if you're both of these squads, something that this SEMO team is trying to capitalize on. But UT Martin trying to make sure that that does not continue for the rest of this set. Referee has a difficult call. Still looking to see what the call is going to be on that one. And he's going to give the SEMO point. Call on the field, call on the court is confirmed once again. So SEMO gets the better end of the review on this one. Ramiri Gardner back to serve. And SEMO's up 4. All right, so Ramiri Gardner gets this set started. or gets us started after the review, excuse me. Set's been going on for a long time. Sienna Wintrek with the first touch for UT Martin. And Lucy Arndt puts that ball right back where it came from. Lucy Arndt trying to send the Skyhawks home. What a hit on that one. Ramiri Gardner with another opportunity to serve. Already has one ace on the day. Looking for a second one. Surratt handles that one, though. Kayla Bryant, and what a dig there from Ramiri Gardner. The set by Lucy Arndt to the back row. Reagan Nelson just a little bit too far, but what an interesting play on that one. Ramiri Gardner with the dig. Lucy Arndt with the set. The 10 set to the back row to Reagan Nelson. Most definitely an interesting play on that one. UT Martin, let's not act like this isn't as close as a match as it's been all day. UT Martin having a great third set. You're seeing Kayla Bryant come back alive. Kristen Phillips getting some kills in this game. It's been a good one. Lester gets it up for Arndt. Here's Phillips. Out to Bryant. And Bryant, who's been having the best day so far for them, just can't get it past SEMO's front line. Avery Torrey to the back row. It's dug by Surratt. And a little bit of miscommunication between Phillips and Surratt in the front and back. Avery Torrey tries to take advantage, gets it back to Surratt. And we got a rally going on, ladies and gentlemen. Bryant with that one. Somehow Reagan Nelson got a hold of that one, though. And somehow Nina Schubert got a hold of that one. How does SEMO keep doing it? A free ball for the Skyhawks, and we're still going. The set and blue could not handle that one. What a rally between these two Hawk teams. Getting the finish was the set and Avery Peters, and the kill and Carly Mueller. Michaela Paulino back to serve for the Skyhawks. Blue sets it up for Lester, and Lester with just another one. Another killing hit. We're going to take another quick look at that one. If we can get one more look at that one, just look at how high she goes on that one. Wow, Elena Lester with some bunnies. And the ball is going to be back to SEMO's side. Here comes Megan Holder. Almost gets a set from Peters, but not if Lucy Arndt's got something to say. SEMO goes up 14-9 off of that block by Arndt in the middle. And Holder's back to serve once again. Surratt with the first touch. A slide by Kristen Phillips. Megan Holder with the pancake. Katie St. John gets that one on the outside. A nice two-handed hit there by Lester, who just couldn't finish the play. It looks like St. John got her hands on that one. Nelson was diving. Just a great placed ball. A great kill by the Skyhawks. And Kayla Bryant is back to serve again. This is somebody who's the team leader in aces, the team second leader. She's second on the team in digs, second on the team in kills, and leads the team in aces. Kayla Bryant is a maniac for the Skyhawks this year, and so is Elena Lester and this SEMO team as they go up 5. SEMO's got 15. UT Martin's got 10. We're here in the third set. Could potentially be the final one of the game. UT Martin's hoping to make sure that it's not. We will be right back here in Cape Girardeau. Definitely don't go anywhere. I'm Kyler Messenger, and don't forget, you're watching OVC Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey to chocolate chip to soft baked strawberry, there's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! by being prepared for anything. Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
We are back here in Cape Girardeau. SEMO's up 15-10 versus the UT Martin Skyhawks. If we haven't mentioned it enough, we'll tell you one more time. This is SEMO's second Battle of the Hawks so far this season. We got to take a quick look at some of these replays from Lucy Arndt in this match so far. Easily our player of the game so far. Some great clips by our replay specialist back at ESPN, fading these clips into each other. Great contest by Lucy Arndt so far. And wow, Lucy Arndt, as we just watch a little highlight reel from her, back to serve again. Back set to Bryant. Schubert handles it. Holder to St. John. St. John gets the first points for the Redhawks coming out of that timeout. One look at that one really quick. Katie St. John, the freshman, has been dominant this year so far. Here comes Lucy Arndt with another serve. Is that one going to be handled? It is. Surratt's going to bring the third hit over. Arndt to Holder to Johnson, who comes flying. They're going to give it to her again. Johnson, who came flying on the first attempt, comes back for it on the second one, and she's going to land that one. Wow, Maren Johnson looking like a skyhawk out there. And we're going to get a timeout from the Skyhawks and head coach Jacqueline Wilson. Got to talk that one over real quick as SEMO comes out of this break hot. 2 straight points. And now they got a 7-point lead. We're going to get a quick look once again at this Lucy Arndt highlight reel from this match so far. Great plays from Arndt all day. Lucy Arndt has 14 kills in the third set. The third set is not over, and Arndt already has 14 kills. Arndt has only made 2 errors, has an assist, and not only does she have 14 kills and an assist, she's got 8 digs. Lucy Arndt, if you are familiar with her, a double-double machine. Lucy Arndt on this roster. Looking at the stats real quick. Just had to make sure I wasn't misstating anything. That is correct. Lucy Arndt is second on this team in digs with 100. So now, with 8 in this match so far, Lucy Arndt has 108 digs on the season, over 1,000 career kills, over 170 kills on the season so far this season. I mean, seriously, how lucky are we to get to watch Lucy Arndt play volleyball here in Cape Girardeau? See Coach Maureen Johnson giving the squad a little talk as Lucy Arndt brings it back over. So to set, Nina Schubert gives it right back to Lucy Arndt. What a play there by Schubert, and Maren Johnson gets blocked, but wow, what a play there by Nina Schubert. Not the focus, though. UT Martin getting that point, the focus. So we see they block from that one. A clean block from Kristen Phillips, doing it herself. And after the block, she's back there to serve. Nice serve there by Kristen Phillips. Doing it all herself, just a little bit in this third set. Has already had a couple blocks. Phillips now gets an ace. Not only hitting it, not only blocking it, she's serving it too. Another one from Phillips, set by Holder to St. John, and that Holder to St. John back set connection on the right side makes, what a play there. Makes you jealous you're not on the court out there with them. That team chemistry out there just looks so fun to be playing with as Schubert is back to serve again. Set from Holder. Maren Johnson gets tipped at the net, and the Skyhawks can't handle that one. Maren Johnson gets another kill. SEMO gets another point. 6 points until SEMO's done out of here. But UT Martin not going to give up that easily, especially not when they're coached by none other than Jacqueline Wilson, 11th year head coach of this Skyhawks roster. Not going to let them give up that easily. Lucy Arndt, volleyball player, Messes up the dribble a little bit. That's all right. Here comes Schuberth. Excuse me. Schuberth, almost an ace. Hard for UT Martin to handle. Ramiri Gardner tries to get a tip. She's going to get another one, and she's going to get the point on that one. So Nina Schuberth almost gets an ace. UT Martin barely returns it. Ramiri Gardner kills it right back down. UT Martin brings it back to Simo, and then they give it right back to Ramiri Gardner, and she gets the 20th point of the match. Simo, since their timeout, the score was 15-10. Now on a 5-2 run. Great run here since this timeout from Simo. We're here in another one. Simo only 5 points away from a victory. UT Martin, on the other hand, 13 points away from their first victory of this game. Really needing this set. It's a Simo team that can win in 5. It's a Simo team that can win in 3. Not a Simo team that has won in 4 this year so far. That, ladies and gentlemen, Simo has only won in 3 or 5 sets so far this season. Only won in 3 to 5 sets this season. No 4-set wins. Looking to make this one happen in 3. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at a couple plays from Ramiri Gardner, who has been having a stellar show out. Ramiri Gardner, who just hit double-digit kills on this game, has been doing this all game. Look at this one. Set from Holder. The left hand from Gardner. That's what we just saw most recently. Great replay there from our replay official, Matt Fitzgerald. And what a game we have as Nina Schuberth brings the game back in. Kayla Bryant from the back row. Arndt's going to handle it. Schuberth brings the third hit over. Mueller, who gets it right back. Simo gets the point, though. Katie St. John, what a third set. Wow, Katie St. John at 9 kills, almost at double digits. Simo almost has 3 players in double-digit kills. Here's Schuberth. What a set there for Kayla Bryant in the back row. You see the freshman, Ava Peters, making a back row set for Kayla Bryant. Kayla Bryant is a ferocious player there and is making her presence be known, especially from the back row. Great play there from the Skyhawks. And Mueller with a striking hit. Carly Mueller in there in the middle. We're going to take one more look at that one. Here she is, Mueller, straight up, straight down. Can't give her that free of a ball. And Ava Peters bringing the serve over. Megan Holder with the dive. Can they make it happen? Lucy Arndt got it over. It just wasn't in play. What a dive there from Megan Holder nonetheless. And UT Martin trying to get this third set back. Trying to force Simo into a fourth set. There's Peters. Here's Arndt. Holder to St. John. St. John, who's been absolutely working this third set, just a little bit too far. Ava Peters to serve once again. And that one goes just too far. You saw Lucy Arndt twitch. You saw her think about that one. And what a play there from number 2. Lets that one go in the back row. And Simo's up on the board again. Simo only 3 away from that 25-point mark. Alondre Blue coming back to serve. Blue's got 15 assists on the day so far, second to only Megan Holder. But Blue, nonetheless, having a great season. You see the Simo team kind of being one of those teams that runs a 6-2. We talked to head coach Jacqueline Wilson of UT Martin. This Simo team is rare for them. They don't see many teams run a 6-2, and they definitely don't see many teams run it as well as Simo does. So a very interesting matchup for UT Martin coming into this game, playing a new kind of Simo, a newly built Simo roster. And Marin Johnson gets the kill on that one. 23-16, Simo's way. As we said, though, this Simo team last year, more of a 5-1 offense throughout the year, and now this year running that 6-2. We saw in this Missouri Invitational, they had a lineup where they had 3 libero/defensive players playing in the back row, and it's game point. It is game point. SEMO is up 24-16. We're here in the third set. SEMO's already up 2-0. This team is deep. This team has been playing aggressive all day, and a Laundry Blue is back to serve, hoping to get SEMO on the right side of history. Peters sets it up for Surratt, but that one's going to go too far out of bounds. SEMO has done it, everybody. SEMO has beat UT Martin. The Battle of the Hawks, number 2 of the season for the Red Hawks, goes in their favor. So the Battle of the Hawks, SEMO's 2-0. What a game from Lucy Arndt, 14 kills. What a game from Ramiri Gardner, 10 kills. What a game from Katie St. John, 9 kills. And don't forget Marin Johnson and Elena Lesser, who both had 7 kills. Huge shout out to Lucy Arndt, who has now hit 1,000 career kills in her career. Huge shout out to Nina Schubert, who has now hit 1,000 career digs in her career. What a resilient team this Red Hawks team is. And SEMO bringing the all-time series between them and UT Martin to 73-23 in SEMO's favor. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kyler Messenger. I've been with you all night, and I am saying so long from the Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where the final match score is 3-0 in favor of SEMO. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.